coming back to the place of learning. Let's get right into it. Um, yeah, we're gonna cover key commands and we're gonna look at the touch bar functionality. Do hope that we can really put this together. I'm elated about this setup. I really hope it works. Let's see how this goes. All right, so let's see. Are we sharing here? Are we in effect? Yes, we are. All right, very good. So let's talk about key commands just right from the get-go, and then I'll show you the setup for the touch bar situation. Okay, you can perform nearly every Logic Pro function with a key command. So this is obviously going to help you accelerate your workflow. If you haven't done this yet, if you haven't implemented this, I mean, it's paramount. You have to, even if it's just 2 key commands to start. You can use the key command window to browse, copy, import, and save key command sets. All right, so this language, important. All right, we don't have to learn this again. Learn it once, learn it well. As well as to assign Logic Pro functions that you use most often to computer keyboard keys. There are also a number of functions that are only available as key commands as well, that you will not be able to access elsewhere. I can say that for sure because now I've been studying the program. I definitely have seen some changes. There's a great feature called Reorganize Memory. It's only available by way of key command. It's the only way. Some of these may not have a default key command assignment. In those cases, you'll need to create a suitable key command. If you have enabled help tags in preferences display, when a help tag displays a command, it also shows a corresponding key command if one is assigned. So let me see if I can give you an example. I don't even think I've opened up Logic yet. How about that? Actually, this is a good time to show you this. If you ever open up Logic and you ever want to assign a default tab, you're working on a specific project, an artist, television show, or something like that, and you constantly want to open up the same template, you have the option to enable a set template. It's really nice. When you've already done all that work, you don't want to think about it too much. It's all there. It's laid out pretty nicely. So let's see if we can get this going here. Let me turn off. Okay, so you see how it says create a new project from a template. That's what's going to open up the template that I have set up. This is going to change the sample rates to just 1 second. Okay, and here's the template right here. So inside of the key command window, this is what we're going to be looking at. If you go to the top left, you can import key commands. If you're in a new studio, you bought a new laptop, you can save these so you can export accordingly. If you wanted to collapse everything so it looks a little bit more organized, you can do that. There are key commands for everything. It really is amazing. But going back to the point, what they were saying earlier, like if I hover over the editors button up here, you'll see that there is a small help tag that's telling you, hey, the way you open this up is by hitting the key command E. If I hover over the metronome, same bit goes here. You see it says, in fact, let me hover. Check this out. You see how it says click key command K. So if you ever want to learn something, hover over it and maybe you'll get some information on what it is, what it does. And also if you have the quick help button on, this is going to help tremendously. For example, if I hover over, let's do the Apple Loop browser, right? It tells you what it is, what it does, and what's the key command to open it. In fact, I'll just leave this on for now. Let's see. So preferences display general help tag. That's how that's going to work out for you. Key commands may consist of either a single alphanumeric key or an alphanumeric key and one or more modifier keys. Control, Shift, Option, Command. Among some of the more popular modifiers, the modifier keys are represented by glyphs in the key command window. Let's see here. Logic. No. Let's keep going. All right, so we have the key command window, which allows us to view all of the key commands, how they're assigned, if they're assigned to keyboard modifiers, the touch bar, actual assignments on your MIDI controller. So we have a lot here that we can work with. So we're going to start getting into this. So if you want to open the key command window, option K will get you there. Looks like you can also press and hold Control while choosing a menu command. Key command window opens with the respective command selected. Press and hold Control while choosing a menu command. Okay, I've never done that before. Let me hold Control. Don't see what they're talking about here. Well, I know you can also access it here under Logic Key Commands. And there it is right there. I'm not sure what they're saying here. If you know, please hit us up in the comments. Press and hold Control while choosing a menu command. I guess I'll try one more thing. Function, I'll hold Control. And I don't know, I'll select this. That did not work at all. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. If you want to reset all key commands, I don't know, maybe you just want to start over, you can just go ahead and select reset. This is going to come from the action pop-up menu, which is right there. Just start over. Let's see, where would that be? Oh, well, now it's called initialize all key commands. So this needs to be updated. All right, choose initialize all key commands. Sorry. I thought this was what they were saying, but anyway, let's keep going. Browse, import, and save. So of course we can browse inside of this window. Two ways to browse. You can use the search filter up here. Let's type in a word like if I want to maybe find something for the playhead. Right, we sift through all the various options containing the word playhead. I'll hit X to reset. If you have selected a couple of other choices in the past, if you hit that search menu, you should see, searches that you've been looking for in the past. For example, I talked about the playhead. Let me hit return. I don't know, let's do play functions. I'll hit return. And then if I click here, you should start seeing all of this being recorded. I don't know how many it records at any given time, but you can also clear that menu as well. My favorite way to search is with an actual key command. So let's say I'm trying to assign like the scroll function, or I don't know, catch or something, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, do I have Shift Command U available? And when you hit Shift Command U, what's interesting is that it shows you inside of the key command window what's available. So look, this is not available. Now, mind you, if you wanted to, you could completely avoid their recommendation and what they're saying. Like in this case, flatten stack is Shift Command U. So if I go here, for example, on the drummer, and I would like to flatten this, Shift Command U, it's not flattening it. I wonder why. So I'm not sure if this has to do with, yeah, that should be the appropriate key command. I'm using Control Command left. Let me see what that actually reads like inside of the key command window. So Control Command left is hide sub rows. This is for the step sequencer though, so this doesn't really pertain to, yeah, so it's like I almost discovered this key command of collapsing track stacks. In fact, why don't we type in the word track or the phrase track stack? And okay, there it is right there, close track stack. So, this is a helpful way of navigating key commands if you want to assign something. There's so many different ways of going about this. There's so many different key commands in general. You don't have to learn them all by memory. You can simply have them all assigned to a controller. You can use the Logic Remote, have everything assigned to the Logic Remote as well. All of a sudden now you have an extended brain. You have a You augmented your choices and your memory bank. So you don't have to memorize everything. You just have to know what it is you need to know to get across the finish line. Okay. So browsing, and hit the disclosure triangle to open up the group to show its contents. To search for a key command, I showed you that. There are filter buttons as well that will allow you to search specifically just for touch bar key commands or key commands that are currently in use. Unused key commands, so this is actually a good study. In fact, I might want to do a video on that later. Customized key commands, so things that you have set up for yourself. Multi-used. Let me go to all here. Conflicts and pressed. Okay, so conflicts means show only key commands that conflict with other key commands. What does pressed mean? When press button is engaged, pressing a key combination on the keyboard shows all key commands that use the press key. Not even sure what that means, to be honest. Unused. Yep, I got that one. Got that one. What about multi-used? Show key commands used in multiple windows. Right, so if you're using a certain key command inside of Smart Controls or the step sequencer, then the same goes for the piano roll editor. Because it's in a different focus, it's not necessarily conflicting, right? Whereas conflicting is they're not able to communicate. Customize shows user customized key commands that you created. So for example, in my case, customized, I set up record, repeat. Same for record, repeat. If you haven't done this, great stuff. My favorite key command from last position. If you don't know, check it out. Rewind by division value, so I am able to move the playhead by division values. Mute for all, I like to set up for control option shift command M, so all 4 keyboard modifiers in M. Tap tempo, so I can change my tempo by my BPM just by hitting shift T, or at least by tapping, etc., etc. So these are all key commands that I've set up over time. All right, so again, you can search for key commands in 2 distinct ways, which I showed you earlier. You can actually create sets. So if you go to the menu bar, key commands, presets, you can have various sets depending on which keyboard you're using, which country you're living in. You can see that I've created 2 here. And you would save those here. Okay. Talked about saving. These will be saved under user, music, audio, music apps, key commands. In fact, should we just look for them really quick? Yeah, let's see. So let's go to a blank screen. Hold on. Go here. I'm going to go to the go to folder. I'm going to hold option, go to folder, and I'll hit command V, go. And let's see here. Here are those key commands. My Logic 10.5 setup. I don't really use these, to be honest. I'm just going to take them off. I'll save them on a separate hard drive. Okay. The 1080 assigning key commands. You can assign particular computer keyboard keys to Logic Pro functions and control surface messages to particular commands, effectively teaching Logic Pro to understand these messages. So we can use keyboard keys, modifier keys in combination with keyboard keys, and also control surface messages. If you have a touch bar, you can also assign key commands to appear in the touch bar as one of the key commands screen shortcuts. So remember, I started talking about an augmented brain. This is exactly what I'm referring to. Okay, so it's pretty simple to do this. So let's say you're pretty fixated on a certain action, like let's see what we can pick. Discard recording. I mean, any one of these, to be honest. Play from previous bar. Any one of these. Let's just choose. Yeah, let's look at some play functions. So I'll type in the word play. Let's see. Catch, a scroll and play. Stop or play from last position. Looking for one of these. Find a key command here. Capture, recording, and play. Okay, this is a good one. And so you want to assign it to something. You know you're going to use it, or at least you want to use it. You want to try it out, see if it's part of your workflow. So then you hit learn by key label, and then you hit the key command. I've already assigned this to Shift Command R, so I'll just delete it. But you hit that button. It is highlighted in blue. Shift Command R is then wait a minute. You have to select it first. That was capture. Where'd it go? Capture. Where did it go? Shift R. Let me collapse all these. Okay. Totally lost it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? All right. Well, any one of these. That's the whole point, though. You basically select it, and then you hit learn by key label, and that's it. It's that simple. You hit the keyboard combination, and you're good to go. In the case of like forward by transient, right? So let's just say I hit Shift Command right arrow key. So want to make sure that that works. Okay, so this might come up for you where it says, hey, we're already using this. It says it's already assigned to this specific key command in the audio file editor, and it has a higher priority. So if you hit accept, that new key command is not available when an audio file editor is active. So you can completely replace it altogether, or you can create a hierarchy of significance or importance, like which one's going to go first, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to simply just replace it because I just don't need it, nor do I care. So Shift Command right arrow key, forward by transient. Let's see how this works. Oh, be sure to turn off learn by key label as well. All right, so forward by transient. Okay, so I don't know if you see what's happening here, but it's basically moving the playhead by transients. Now, the one thing that I'm not exactly 100% clear on is, are the transients okay, so the one thing they're not saying here is, like, if I select this specific audio region and it's in focus, I can now use this key command because it's using this audio file and its transients to move forward, or at least move the playhead forward by transients. You see how it's going to the next transient and the next detected transient, the next right? So that's how that works. Now, that's a really nice workflow. You could also pull the same kind of thing off with the marquee tool. So this is why I probably won't be using this, because I already have this inherent in my workflow by means of the key command. But it's still a cool thing. Now, if you don't want that, if you decide, you know what, this isn't something I want to do, you go back in here and you delete. Okay. Let's see. Cancel, replace. So we talked about what happens when you have a conflicting assignment. You can bypass it altogether by choosing another keyboard assignment. You can accept it and deal with the hierarchy, or you can just replace it altogether. It's up to you. Let's assign something to the touch bar rather. So at the moment, I'll do record toggle. At the moment, I have a program called Reflector. It's right here, okay? and it's showing you my iPad in real time. And so if you look at the bottom, you can see that I have a touch bar. And let me just do this. Hold on. Okay, cool. So let's see here. We're going to assign something to the touch bar. So it says here, click Learn Touch Bar, tap the relevant touch bar button, and then that should be assigned. So I'm going to now go into toggle record. Where did I see that? Right here, record toggle. And so then I'll go Learn Touch Bar, and then I want to find the appropriate key command inside the touch bar. Let's see if we can navigate here properly. Maybe here. No. Oh, and the only reason I'm able to access this program, by the way, is called Duet. This is a software instrument. Software instrument. It's Friday, y'all. No, this is a third-party app that I got from the App Store. I thought it was really cool, and it allows you to do this kind of thing where if you don't have a touch bar, you can access one by means of third party. So I'm waiting for the button inside of the touch bar. Then once I click it, we're good to go. You can see, hey, this one's already in use. Do you want to replace it? In this case, I'm just going to cancel it because I don't want to replace it. But that's it. Now, all of a sudden, we have an extended touch bar by means of the app. If you don't want to pay for the app, there is a free version of this same kind of workflow for your desktop, and it's called Touche by a company called Red Sweater. I have noticed that it hasn't been working lately. It worked perfectly for some time. It was such an incredible app. And then I'm not sure if the maintenance is still running or what's going on with it. That's how you would do that. You can have touch bars, key assignments, and have that kind of set up for your workflow. Again, you can use Logic Remote, also really good, and then you can also use assignments. So now maybe we'll assign record toggle to one of here. So we'll go learn assignment, and then I'll tap, yeah. So now I hit a key on one of my MIDI controllers here. And so if I try and record, wait a minute, we're on the wrong track here. Okay. And let me just pretend like I'm going to record on here. Drop the volume. All right. So theoretically, record toggle will allow me to record and then back off of recording really quickly. It's supposed to back off if you hit it again, but for some reason it's not happening. But yeah, you record toggle in, record toggle out. So right now I hit play. You hit that record toggle, and then you should be able to get out. Yeah, it's not working appropriately, but there it is right there. You can see the assignment is assigned to Note Channel 9 F2 Low 7 Learned. If I want to delete it, you click on the assignment, hit delete, and then we're back to square one. So you can assign keyboard combinations, touch bar configurations, and assignments within your controller as well. All right. See, one more thing here. Looks like you can type a short name for. I want to see something real quick. So if I hit Option K, let's go back to this forward by transient, and then I'll hit learn touch bar. I'll assign a color to it. I'll label this as test, and then you hit the appropriate key command inside of your touch bar. Here, I'll show you. Where is it? Right here. Okay. So let's see. You have to kind of look around, poke around for it. But one of the reasons this is also good to use is because there's some great functionality when you play with MIDI. See my snap to grid name. So there's a lot of cool stuff here. See, where is kind of acting funny? What's going on here? Not sort by X out of here. Oh, no, not that. All right. Anyway, so that's the touch bar functionality. Just having trouble kind of maneuvering it. I don't use it very often, but if you do, and if it resonates and it's something that you want to use, and this is something that could be of benefit. I think what's happening is the functionality of the touch bar is changing. Yeah, see now it looks a little bit different because I'm on a different screen. Let me see if I can show you. No, because when I go to this, now it's not highlighting logic. See, when I click away from it, okay, wait a minute. Now you're seeing my playback controls. Okay, cool. I see that. Yeah, that works. And so if you wanted to assign, whoa, what just happened there? If you wanted to assign it to a key command, you would hit the key command window, which is what you're looking at right now. You have smart controls, which you can play with here. This is for scrolling the playhead, which is really nice. And then on the far right, this is showing you, I believe, the audio file editor, and you can control your input gain and things of that nature. So it just depends on if you're into this kind of thing. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but if you did want to assign a key command, this would be the window where you do that. And yeah, it's pretty sweet. Is it worth your time? It just depends on your workflow. But there it is right there. Just wanted to make sure that that I showed it to you. And so let's continue on here. So now you know how to assign to touch bar, to assignment. We talked about this already as well. And so it shows you when you do assign to a controller, it shows you the name of the controller surface. If the assignment is from an unsupported control surface, the name of the control, the zone, and the mode that the assignment belongs to. Keep going here. All right, if you want to delete, we went through that whole thing already. Just click on it and then hit delete assignment. So you can copy and print. Wow. That's pretty cool. Copy key commands and then paste the results into a text, pages or any one of those. That's pretty cool. Okay, so lots of key commands to learn, way beyond the scope of this series. You have to find out what it is you want to learn, and you have to pick what you want to do, because there simply is just way too many to go over. Forward by transient, rewind. This is a nice one. I really like this one. So usually when you move the playhead with period or comma, it moves by bar. Well, if you hit command, it's moving by division, which is really nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 divisions equal 1 bar. I'll just scroll through a couple of these, and then we'll just finish off with the touch bar here. Set punch in locator by playhead, control option command J. Punch in. Oh, this is if you're punching in. Okay. Set rounded locators by regions. So if I click a region and I hit U, this is really great. But one of the drawbacks of this is, let's say your region was a little short and you try doing that. So I'm going to hit U. Look at what happens. It rounds off. So in this case, it's good if you like it to round off. But if you need it to be specific to that region, you should hit command U. But, there are benefits to using U, which is going to fall into a perfect integer. In this case, the length is 2 bars, as you can see here, 2000. Let's see. I'll just go over a couple here. Create a marker, option apostrophe. So I'm inside a logic and I hit G, and I want to create a marker without necessarily having to touch the marker lane. Option apostrophe will create that marker for me. To rename, shift apostrophe will rename. All right, let's do a couple more. Set locators by marker and enable cycle. Control option C. Control option C. Okay, well, that's because that marker is that long. What if I had another marker here and I hit control option C? It's going to be as long as that specific marker. Okay, let me just get away from markers now. Go to marker. This symbol here, it means that you have or that you can utilize an extended keyboard. So if you're wondering what those dots are, that's the extended keyboard. So if you hit the key command 9 or 8, and if you have it assigned this way, then essentially your playhead will move to the marker in question. This is only if you have markers to begin with. Mute off for all. I love this one. I have this set to a different key command. So let's just say you have a bunch of tracks muted. I like to hit Control Shift Option Command M, and that's going to mute for all. And I'll show you that it's set up that way here. See that? All right. Cycle Audition, Control C. Oh, I've never seen that. Let's check that out. So well, let me set the playhead up first. So Control C. Control C. This must be so sometimes these are specific to certain editors. For example, the step sequencer or the audio track editor. So I tried this and it didn't work. Maybe I have this set up to something else. Cycle. Oh, it doesn't. I didn't even. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if that's because I should turn this off. Oh, that's what happened earlier. I was looking for a certain key command, capture, record, or whatever it was. Yeah, I understand the error of my ways. All right, cycle audition, Control C. Cycle through use parameters. So it looks like this is a archaic key command. No longer seems to be with us. So let's strike through. Let's see, I was looking for that one earlier. Let's just kind of close the loop on that. Capture. Thank you. Learn by key label. Shift Command R, and we're good to go. Let's see. So if I wanted to play something, I hit Shift Command R. This is gonna play back what I just recorded without necessarily having to even hit record. That's pretty magical if you think about it. I didn't play that back. All I did was play a part, the playhead was stopped, and then I hit Shift Command R. The playhead then moved back. I think it was 2 bars, and then it played it back. So that's pretty wild. There is something that we should probably look at here. Hold on. Really quick, I just want to go back. I want to see if we can find my key commands. I want to know the difference between learn by key label and learn by key position. I think that's important. See if we can find that. Doesn't seem to be right in front of us. Learn by key label. Okay, that's the first one. It seems like they don't even address learn by key position. So what I'll do is I'll type in learn by key position up here. And this is the user guide. When you're trying to learn something, let's see if we can filter this down. This is probably the only part that I don't really understand. There's also that pressed function at the end there, which I'm sure is not that significant. Let's see if this gives us the info that we need. That's certainly not it. Hold on here. Okay, it looks like it's going to be here somewhere. The learn by key position. Okay, learn by key position button works in a similar way, differing in that you can assign, for example, different commands to the alphanumeric keyboard and the numeric keyboard. So I believe this pertains to an extended keyboard. And so just gives you more space to work with. And I think that's the only difference, is that you can include the not just the keyboard, but the alphanumeric keyboard as well. Okay. Let's continue on here. How much time we got? Good. Plenty of time. Okay, so lots of key commands. To be honest, this is just a great exercise to do in general. I do think this will help a lot of people out. Maybe on those B and C days when you're not necessarily, ready to work on something. You have some energy, but not all the energy in the world. And I think this can be a great activity to do. Let me try one more, and then we'll just move to touch bar. Option, Shift, Command, period. Okay, let's try this out. Option. Well, let me see if this is even relevant now. Option, Shift, Command, period. Double cycle loop length. Oh, okay. So if you have a loop length, this is going to double it. Ah, that's really nice. That is sweet. I do like it. See, and I never would have figured that out unless we would have spent just these couple of minutes working on it. So anyway, a good study, definitely worth your time. We simply can't cover every single key command. That would just take ages. So we're going to move on here, but I do encourage you to spend time. Show detailed help, command / let's check this out. Hold on. Command / oh. So you know how you have quick help, which is Shift / and that just gives you this little, like helper menu that's just kind of I don't know, accompanying you through the program, like it's saying, hey, this does this, hey, this does this. That's nice, Shift / but with this detailed help, now you're getting the nitty gritty. So if you're like, I really want to learn more about the channel strip, specifically the right channel strip, you click on it once, you hit Command / and all of a sudden Logic knows they want to learn about this right channel strip. In this case, it says the stereo out. And let's see what kind of results we get from this. And it says the selected content is not. Okay, so let's go to the left channel strip. Command / it seems to be bugging out for some reason. But anyway, you can use that. And if you're learning Logic, okay, so this is a good example right here. I highly recommend that you use the Logic remote to assist you, because they have a feature where anything you hover over, Logic is going to give you information by means of this quick help. So it's really nice. So here, let's type in channel strip. See what happens, and then you get the information you need. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I really do have to get to the touch bar. Again, we're just going to gloss over it. I have seen the touch bar in action. I think it's pretty fancy. It's a nice little workflow. And if you're mobile and you're always kind of on the go, it really saves the need for either an iPhone, an additional iPhone, and it really saves the need for a MIDI controller. So it's all in one. So if you have a nice, SSD in there, some great RAM, it could really be of usage. So here we are. Lots that you can do here. The escape button offers a number of standard functions. It returns an application to full screen mode. Let's see here. So you have a lot of the usual suspects that you'll see in the control bar, such as go to selection start, play from selection, escape. So that's always nice when it's just right in front of you. You can access your smart controls without necessarily having to even open up that window, which is pretty sweet. So for example, if I hit the key command B on my screen, you'll see that I have some controls here. Drummer has a couple more. So if I go and I show you, let's see if I can access this once again. Let's see if I focus on Logic, I think you'll see, yep. And we go here, I open up Smart Controls, and now I can play with low tone of the drum set. If I hit X, I'm back here. I can add some crush. I believe this is Bit Crusher to the signal. Let me see, maybe scroll off to the right a little bit. Let's add a little bit more compression to the signal. So there's a lot that you can do here. Again, I'm using a third-party app called Duet. Let's add a little bit of verb. But this can be built into your Mac as well. Okay, let's continue on here. Just trying to see if there's anything that really stands out. So yeah, you have the overview, key commands. We talked about the audio editor earlier, and there's a keyboard. This is actually probably the main thing that I wanted to show you. Okay, so if I go back to this, you're only going to see the keyboard if you have a software instrument instantiated. And check this out. I can play with this keyboard. Now, the best part is if you're somebody that doesn't really know how to play, just in general, a keyboard, if you hit scale, you can just assign a scale. So you're like, nah, I just want, let's do melodic minor scale. So I'm having trouble playing more than one note at a time, but I know that's not the case with the actual touch bar. So yeah, you can pick your key if you want to. You can select an arpeggio if you want to. But because I can only play one note, that's not really going to translate. But anyway, such a sweet experience to work with and play with. Again, you have the ability to kind of run through the playhead, look at the playhead quite easily. Key command, screen shortcuts, as I showed you before. So that's really nice. I would say that the software instrument was the thing that did it for me when I first saw it. I thought, wow, if like when I'm traveling, this is definitely the way to go, right? You just get your laptop, headphones, and you're good. So yeah, it's all there, my good friends. I think that's probably going to be it for today. Audio screen shortcuts, right? If you're recording audio, there's that keyboard again. This is actually pretty sweet too if you're using Drummer. Hold on, let's just do one more thing. See if I could move this out of the way. Sorry, can't see the actual Drummer. Oh, so one down. I think that's it. Yes, go back here and check out all these drum pads. Oh. Yeah, really nice. Okay, I think we'll call it there. Let me turn this thing off. Boom. Okay, and just want to make sure that we covered as much as we could. Yeah. Okay, tomorrow, when I see you, we're covering control surfaces. I wanted to thank you so much for the opportunity. So much to learn, so many different facets of the program. And I'm just excited to keep this going with you, to just keep learning. And these last two sections are going to be really, really cool, especially if you own a MIDI controller and you really want to make the most of it. It's going to be really good. There's so many different things that you can do, so many different ways of approaching control surfaces and assigning controls to those surfaces. So yeah, let's keep this going tomorrow. If you are enjoying the content, go ahead and hit the notification bell. And thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the shares. Just thank you for the support in general. And let's get back into it tomorrow.